Yay! Hey everybody, I'm Ruth Ann.
I'm Chris.
And we all Geek Chic Promotions. We finally have Chris back.
Yay, I'm back.
It's been weeks. We have missed you.
It has. It's been weeks, guys. I've been out and about.
Yeah, tell them everything you've been up to, and I'm gonna start sharing everything around.
Well, guys, went to South America.
Yeah, which is crazy. I've actually always wanted to go to Brazil.
Yes, it was cool. Sao Paulo, amazing. I do not speak Portuguese, so it was a little bit difficult. But it didn't really matter because everything I ordered ended up being really good. So there's that. Also, I don't know if you guys saw the pictures, but I went to Medieval Taverna, which...
Yeah, so if you haven't seen her pictures from her, she did post it on the Geek Chic, both the Facebook and the Geek Chic Instagram. Check it out, because like I want to go to there.
I know, it's pretty cool.
It looks super fun.
It was a themed restaurant, but themed, like, it's almost like they took everything that they could think of that was medieval and they just kind of threw it all into one spot. So it was like Game of Thrones. It was Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
It was so strange. There was also Magic the Gathering. Like anything that was slightly medieval, they threw in there. And I took a whole bunch of pictures, and it was really super cool. And everybody is so friendly and so nice, and they were so hospitable.
Yeah, like there's a lot of, we actually do have a lot of Brazil followers, as well as like they love Dragon Ball Z. So I actually have a lot of Brazil followers. So like they're just wonderful and super geeky, surprising. Like
they are.
Yeah.
So it was everybody was very excited to be there. We had a long line that went for blocks. We got everybody in. People were sitting on the floor. It was crazy and super successful, but nobody complained. Everybody was excited to be there. They all got free swag, and it was really cool. So thank you.
That's really awesome.
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you, Brazil,
we
for
missed you
having
very
me.
much.
I did get stuck in Colombia, Bogota, which was not fun.
It's
for hours and hours and hours. And then we deplaned and waited for hours more.
This is the luck of Chris and traveling with Chris, because I also do that. Hey Eric, good to see you, buddy. Actually, perfect timing. We're about to cheers.
Yes.
And
what is this now?
This is some bullet rye with some of that peach sparkly stuff you brought over.
Moonshine.
All right. So we got a little mix of two.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. I brought more of the peach juice if you need more.
Whoa.
Where did I put it? There's. I think you need a little more peach juice.
Maybe. Just a little bit. As it burns down into my lungs.
So good.
Oh my God.
There's Liz Chadwick.
Hey.
Yay.
I know she just wants to know what we think of Captain Marvel. That's why she's tuning in.
All right. Well, I think we should actually discuss the Avengers trailer a little bit to get everybody else to catch up, and because I want to make sure we have everybody here for once we start talking about Captain Marvel, because like we're so excited. Cheers to you, Liz Chadwick. We love you. All right, a little better? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Mm-hmm. All right, so everybody watch the trailer. It's not going to be really spoiling stuff talking about it. So when I saw it, it was after everybody had hyped it so aggressively. And I was like, I mean, it's a great trailer. But
well, I watched
for the amount of people that freaked out, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I thought I didn't quite understand it. Like, guys, do you ever feel this way? Like when everybody's talking about a trailer and then you watch it and you're just like,
where'd you get that?
I don't get it. Like yeah. I'm like listening to Tony Stark talk, and he's like, I just want to do like one big surprise, and then like, or pull off one last surprise, and I'm not quite sure what that was.
Yeah. Well, but, so
like, did I?
I mean, him coming home. I think that's what's supposed to be a surprise.
Is him being home.
Is him coming home to her.
Like and being alive.
Yeah. I think that's what he's. I think that's what he's saying. I don't know if I'm totally wrong,
because I already knew he was alive and coming back. So I'm like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But like the trailer, it's really great. I'm still so glad that they're sticking to doing like they're only taking the first 20 minutes of the movie and using that for the trailer. Thank you for that, Marvel. I appreciate that.
They did not put Captain Marvel in the trailer.
Oh well, they did the button. I like her.
Yeah, but I mean.
But I think that's because she's actually comes in later than 20 minutes. Or no, she'd have to. No, like I don't know. Everybody
not according to the button at the end of the Captain Marvel movie.
It's true. Which is still so good. Just that button, because like to me, that's got to be terrifying for all of the Avengers. This woman gets in the building, and then she's right behind you. You know what I mean? It's like it's Captain Marvel right behind you.
They're all just like staring at this page, or like, did it work?
Yeah. What is happening?
What it up? Just what's going on?
Where?
Yes, that was very good actually.
Where's Nick Fury? Yeah,
where's Nick
oh
Fury?
God.
Yeah.
I do from the trailer. I think it's a little silly that everybody's like, "Oh, they're totally shipping like Thor and Captain Marvel." But there's this one great post that I was actually going to share on our page, but I wanted to wait till today. That somebody was like, "You fools! He's trying to set up Valkyrie with a date." I was like, "Yes, that's even better.
That is
like,
better.
Well played." Okay,
I like that.
So we're getting some comics. So Eric says, "I've been saying this since the trailer came out. That was a really well put together trailer. I actually just watched the trailer again a few minutes ago. It's a great trailer. The one thing I also very much appreciate about it is it starts off with Stark talking about like when I made that thing in the cave, and you're like, yes, because that is where everything started.
It is.
Like that is how all of this began. And I also don't know if you noticed that whenever they were referring or showing footage from from the past and from previous movies, that is all black and white except for the one color is red that would show, which I was
really like that.
Well played.
I once did a comic book called After the Cape that was all black and white except for the red cape. You know, and it was, well, anyway. Off topic.
Off topic, but still really cool.
Yes.
And then George Colombo says, I'm loving the Endgame trailers because they ain't showing you anything. Totally agree. Just teensy bit here and there to keep your appetite up. They know they got your money, so who else is going to do it? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they know it.
They know.
But they also have to keep it up. Like they do. It's not, this is very fickle.
Yeah.
One wrong move and they know they can lose everything, guys.
Everything. But it's coming up really soon, right?
It's like next month. It's April. Yeah.
So excited!
Yeah.
I mean, Game of Thrones and Avengers Endgame. It's going to be the most depressing month ever. But we're going to love every minute of it.
That's right.
All right. And then Eric also agreed with George, which we all do. Good call.
Yep.
All right. So I feel like there's enough of us here. Wait. And Liz also says, thank you. Love that they tied the first Iron Man to the Endgame trailer.
Yes,
full circle moment for all of us who have been in from the beginning. 100%.
Right.
And it's just such a great call out to the fans who've just been like in this road since the very get-go.
And I have to tell you guys, like, we have not talked about this ahead of time.
I know. I'm really excited to see what
I just saw Captain Marvel last night because it's the first chance I've had since I got back. And so
I really wish I could have rewatched it just so I was as fresh as she is, but
also we were saying like the one thing that we did say was that I have like this kind of like a weird, like when I watched it, I need to know where it's placed in the universe.
Yeah, with the Tesseract and all that kind of stuff.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, like wait, what comes after this?
I think we were all doing
that
math.
This is the 90s, like like you're doing the math of what comes next.
It's before Captain America was dealing with the Tesseract, so it's after Stark Sr. had found it again.
Oh my god.
And somehow she got it. You know what I mean? So somehow it got to now. Again, there's all these articles I really wanted to read before talking today because I
had no time.
No time.
We had no time.
But okay, so here's my little theory, and again, everybody who's done way better research than I, please let me know if I'm totally off base. But the company that what's her face worked for, including Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers before she became Captain Marvel. Pegasus?
Yeah.
Right? So if you look at the logo, it's kind of similar to Stark. So I'm wondering if it's actually a sub thing from Stark Industries and that it ended up, so the Tesseract ended up in that research facility.
Oh, maybe.
To work on that.
Except that it ended up at S.H.I.E.L.D.
But that was... Okay, so here's the other thing that somebody else mentioned is that S.H.I.E.L.D. technically didn't exist during Iron Man. No. Remember they were they were called something else.
Well, the thing is that the cat, not the cat, but the flat, what's it called? The flat.
I don't care what it's called. I love that cat. That cat, it was, somebody will know it off, like.
Whoever knows what the cat's called is wait, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway,
every time they say the cat's name, I think of Gazorba Field from.
Yeah, it's Goose.
It's Goose. It's Goose.
And Flurkin. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, George. Anyway, so the Flurkin has the Tesseract, like the whole time, all the way until the very end.
But so that's still in the 90s though, because that's still.
But where does Nick Fury go? Hasn't he already disappeared when the cat coughs it up?
Yeah. So that, but it's still in the 90s. So that's when, because how would that still be? I mean, yeah, but then why would the cat still be there in that office, like, and nothing's updated and doesn't look like it's aged at all? I don't know. That's my theory. Just saying.
I don't know, guys. It's a discussion point.
So Eric says, actually enjoyed Captain Marvel. I saw the flaws in the movie, but still enjoyed it. I went with my own curiosity and my own opinion. I saw it.
She can't read well. It's fine.
It's fine. I saw it. It's well.
Do you need
saw it on its own merits and thought it was fun. Solid movie to me. Yes.
Okay, let's talk about these flaws.
Okay. Yeah. So
I saw. Okay.
Okay.
So last week when Ruth Ann was on with Heather and Michelle, they had rated it. Okay, and Ruth Ann gave it an 8 out of 10, and Heather gave it a 5 out of 10. And I was very interested because when I watched it, I hadn't seen the movie yet, and I was like, ooh.
yeah, that's why I was like, let's do the
interesting.
stars, but we're not going to say
Yeah.
anything because I know that Chris
Okay.
hadn't seen it yet.
So now that I've seen it, honestly, there were a lot of flaws.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of
problems.
flaws. And let me just say that I thought she was very, very powerful and very, very awesome. And it was a great movie, like, for women, and it showed young girls being inspired and all that stuff. However, I think Brie Larson fell a little bit flat playing Captain Marvel. I do. I don't think
Interesting.
she brought the energy to it. I found out, like, when I was watching, that I was more engaged in her best friend, who every time her best friend spoke brought me to tears.
Loved her best friend.
I also, Nick Fury had a great banter and a great personality. And also, whenever, what's his face was on, oh God, why am I blanking on,
Agent Coulson?
no, the other one, I always say the hair, but like,
The hair?
like her dude. The other main character, what the fuck is his name? You know, the other one in the movie?
You know, the Nick Fury?
Yes!
Samuel L. Jackson. The other... Why am I playing?
Blanking on his name! Because we're live, that's
Because we're
why.
like, always.
Oh
And
my
I'm also
God.
trying to find this one post that I fucking adored about... Okay, here we go.
Anyway.
So, all right, you continue.
The hot guy with the receding hairline who dated his nanny in real life. Whatever the hell his name is. Anyway, him.
That guy.
The villain of the story.
Yes. Oh, fucking... Not Ewan McGregor.
No, not Ewan McGregor.
Why? What is this
But
fucking
English.
name?
Yeah.
But English?
English, yes. Okay,
Okay,
so
we all know
anyway,
who we're talking
Yes, Maria Rambeau. She was amazing. Jude Law. Thank you, Liz.
Jude Law. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Sorry. We're having
Okay.
our thing.
So anyway, I was more engaged when they were acting than I was when she was acting. She
Really?
was, yes, her
Interesting.
one-liners were awful. They weren't even one-liners. They were just like bleh. And I was like, Jesus, like, was she not written well? Like,
Oh, that's so interesting because I totally got a different feel from her.
did not. I was like, you know who would have done this better? Lots of actresses. Like, honestly,
That's so interesting because
Yeah, I
I
just-
adored Brie Larson and I adored her as Captain Marvel because
really.
I liked it.
It was like
because-
whenever she like made a joke or said something funny, it was like completely forced. Like everyone else was totally natural, and like she was just like. Brr.
That's so funny because to me, like she was playing it more deadpan and chill, and like, okay, because everybody was like, there was a lot of comments of this like being like not a good Marvel movie and da 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 and that sort of
I
thing.
thought it
But
was a good movie.
I think it also still works in the Marvel universe as well because we've had so many very defining Marvel movies, and like this was a very different flavor. So one of my favorite things to kind of like show how much I love like this version of Captain Marvel and this like hero of Captain Marvel is that this comes from Kelly Sue
DeConnick, the writer of Captain Marvel. Yeah.
So she says Carol.
One of the writers.
Yeah, Carol falls down all the time, but she always gets back up. We say that about Captain America as well, but Captain America gets up because it's the right thing to do. Carol gets up because fuck you. And I was just like, yes, like I needed that.
Did
like,
you guys see that? Actually, Kelly Sue had a cameo
yes,
in the movie, which was pretty
I
cool.
did see that.
I noticed her right off the bat because she's got this brilliant red hair.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool because I was like, oh my God, like that was kind of cool because honestly, it was very empowering. Like to watch it and to see like, you know, having been in the comic book industry now for so many years, like over a decade, and being one of the only women in comics when I started, and now seeing that there's like so many women in it and who are now influencing the movies, who are making cameos in the movies, just like their male counterparts, is really, really super cool.
Yeah.
That does not change the fact, though, that I thought Brie Larson was really lackluster as Captain Marvel.
All right, to kind of get back on the comments, George says, yes, Maria Rambo was the shit. She kept giving, it keeps shifting whenever I try to read. She kept giving these deliveries and lines, just brought up the emotions for the movie, 100%.
Yes. Like she was so good. Like I was like, give her best supporting actress. I love her.
So Liz agrees with you. She says, agreed, Chris. Her banter, sharp tongue didn't come off as witty, and I think that's where it fell flat. Her sharp tongue was actually cutting and not so jokey.
Agreed, yeah.
I guess I liked it for that reason. I know that's weird to say because that's what you didn't like about it.
It was just so blah to me. Like, and not only that, but like, okay, so for instance, like when her and Nick Fury, like when Goose comes up and is like all over him, and like Nick Fury's like, oh, hello, little kitty. She's just like, whatever.
Yeah, well, no.
She's like she's had absolutely no shits given for that cat.
Here's my little retcon for that, and because remember when she was being trained as
I remember
when she was being trained, they were like take away emotions, take away emotions, take away emotions, and she was on such like a she was trying to prove that she could do a mission and not be emotional. But also, maybe she's just not a cat person, and that's kind of nice to see one time a female character that doesn't have to be obsessed with cats.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Regardless of how you feel about cats, she had a flashback to where she was with, what's her face? The Pegasus woman.
Yeah.
Whatever her name was. And
I mean, technically Marvel.
Yeah. And so her cat was there, and it was the cat of Marvel. Yeah. And so knowing how important this person was to her, don't you think you'd be a little nicer to the cat?
Well, I think she was still trying to figure that out. I feel like she was definitely nicer to the cat when she put everything together.
But you're inferring that. Like you're
again,
like,
I need to rewatch the movie.
Person, you know, like it's like she's not a real person. She's given lines, and she was given.
I still see it.
She was not given lines that made her friendly to the cat. When I feel like all things pointed towards her
to be friendly
toward the cat because it was her mentor's beloved pet. The only thing left of her mentor, and she was trying to piece together the puzzles of her past.
Yeah.
So it's like, with all those things going on, you're really just not going to make her a cat person?
I don't know. I feel like she was a cat person by the end, but I think it was more to push to the joke of Nick Fury for his character to be like, shut a cat person, like just loving that cat.
Well, that was great. That made him more friendly and personable.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
A little thing that somebody brought, it was actually Gary who brought this up because he rewatched Winter Soldier, and I totally forgot about this scene. But like in Winter Soldier, there's this very intense moment with Nick Fury, and he's like, the last time I trusted somebody, I lost this eye, and makes it so intense, and now you just know it's from a fucking cat.
Also, how do we feel about that? How do we feel about the fact that Nick Fury lost his eye because of a cat?
I go back and forth. Wait, I do want to read Eric's comment because it does go, still continue on the Brie Larson stuff. And he says, I can see Brie Larson getting better with the role of Carol Danvers in the future MCU movies, Endgame included.
Hopefully.
Because especially since she's more herself now. Do you know what I mean?
So. Like, I really do. I hope so. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it wasn't like the whole movie where I felt she acted horribly. Like, not by a long shot. Especially at the end. When she was kicking ass and taking names, she was amazing. She was amazing.
Let's hold on talking about the end because there
were a few times where she did bring that energy that I wanted for the whole character, which is why it was so disappointing to me because I saw glimpses of what the character could be, and she wasn't hitting it consistently. She was flat at sometimes and amazing other times, and it was like so like off and on for me where I was like, she needs some like consistency with her character of like
well, I think the whole movie did need some consistency. There was a lot of like we said, there's problems with it. Like we're not going to be
well. Otherwise, you would have given it a 10 out of 10.
Exactly.
Right?
Like, and that's the thing that we always want to talk about on the show is that we're not going to just automatically be like, it's a woman lead, we love it. You know, like there's problems. We had problems with Wonder Woman. We don't even talk about Catwoman. So like. Like it's not, we're not that people that are just like, we're not those type of like.
Stop giving Halle Berry superhero roles.
Just stop. I don't like her. I don't like her as Storm. I don't. No.
Also,
John Wick,
Dark Phoenix trailer ahead of the movie.
Oh, okay. Let's briefly talk about just for uno momento. Because everybody knows that Dark Phoenix and X-Men anything is very important to me.
People are having reactions though to Nick Fury's eye, so we should probably
talk about that. Let's go back to the eye stuff because like I go back and forth because it's the same thing of like Thor Ragnarok is a funny movie, but it doesn't affect the rest of the timeline, so I'm kind of okay with it. Versus this is like changing stuff to make it a funny thing, in which I did. So what I did like about the cat thing, and then at the end when Coulson is just like, so we heard that like they burned out your eye in torture, and like da da da, and he's like, I will neither confirm nor deny. That's funny. Like I kind of appreciate that. Honestly, but yeah, so Eric says, okay, about Nick Fury's eye, yeah, that I do have kind of a bad problem with, LOL. Liz says, lame reason to lose an eye, a bit lackluster for me. I was actually disappointed with that revelation, but then laughed at what a nerd I am for wishing for a disastrous eye accident, LOL. It's true, because, like, you want it to be more important, so almost to me it makes it funnier that it's not. And there's the moment of, like, when it first happened, he's like, oh, it's fine, it's just a scratch, and then it, like, cuts the other hand to be like, you fucked, bro.
Well, flurkins are nothing to mess with, obviously.
Yeah, and that's actually, like, Alex says flurkins are some super OP aliens, though.
So I feel like if it comes out that, like, he lost his eye because of a flurkin, okay, that's, like, a different story. But just to know that, like, a cat scratched him, it's just kind of like, oh,
yeah. I mean,
real?
it is a flirt, like, the cat is a flurkin, but yeah, it's
still,
else.
I'm, like, very torn on that one. Like, I have mixed feelings about it.
Okay. All right, Steven, because you brought this up, I want to talk about this moment, too. So at the end, I like the part right after she goes ham on the Kree accusers, and
Jan Rog, that's what
Jan
I was
Rog,
talking
yeah,
about before.
challenges her to a duel, and she just blows him across the valley like, I don't have to indulge you. She delivers an awesome, flat, I don't give a fuck attitude that I thought was great. Yes, that's
beautiful.
Okay, so I love that on so many levels, because when the first time we see both of them together, they're having their sparring match, and it's all about like, you need to like control your emotions, and so you're sure that there's going to be a fight that she learns to control her emotions, and that's how she wins. Like, you're so ready for that scene. And the fact that he's like, don't use your powers, like, we're just gonna fight. It was, okay, so many levels of just like,
also,
awesome.
I don't know about your theater, but everybody in my theater
booed.
Booed? Oh, they booed him. When he was like,
him.
I think we should
so
like
funny.
just do this without our powers. Everyone's like, oh, boo!
That's so funny. My theater just went crazy, like, when she just like, Gadoosh.
Yeah.
So
everybody went nuts when that happened.
She fires so aggressively. Then she doesn't even like fly over. She just saunters, like she walks that whole span of just walks over. And to me, it was such a moment of like, I have fuck all to prove to you. Like, I don't have a dick to measure yours against. So we done here. And then like the whole hand thing, and instead of like helping him up, just pulls him and drags him the rest of the way. I was just like, yes, on board.
Yes, there were a lot of great moments in there, and you know, the whole fight at the end when she learns to fly, and like she goes up there and she goes
Super Saiyan is awesome.
She just totally embraces her power and
it's so great.
Business.
Okay, and it's so great because you think about it, right? When she's fighting all the ships and everything, if something is that small and that powerful, there's nothing to hit it with. Do you know what I mean? It's these huge warheads are too big to do anything, and she just smashes through them anyways. These huge warships, she just destroys. Little bullets still aren't going to do anything, because, you know what I mean? Like, there's really no defense against that.
So, and here's the question. Okay, so when she leaves at the end, and she's like, all right, like, here's my high-tech pager that I've, like, totally jury-rigged for you, whatever. And she's like, if you need me, call me, but I'm going to be, you know...
Taking care of business, helping these folks find a new home, yada, yada. Find a new home and end this war.
Like,
end an entire war.
Right.
Like,
however,
intergalactic war.
However, though, in the button, when she comes back and they're trying to page her, how many years has it been since that? So if that
still
was
20.
the 90s...
Yeah, it's still like...
Has it been 25 years?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 25 years of what?
Of her dealing with an entire war.
25 years, though, to end a war?
Well, it's to end the war, and then maybe... who knows? That's why I feel like there should be another movie. I feel that there should be one more movie, because there's so much to do there, and with characters that we've already dealt with, right? So now you can go into the more of the Guardians of the Galaxy universe, as well as even maybe some Asgardians if you want. So you can deal with... what's his name? I am Mary Poppins.
I am Mary...
Why can't I think of his name?
I don't know.
Yondo. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm Mary Poppins, yo. Remember in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Oh anyways.
You pick that quote?
Yeah. It's the first thing that popped in my head. What?
Oh my god.
Anyways. But like you can have her dealing with him. And also because this whole thing with the Kree and the big bad guy that was in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, who's in Captain Marvel. I can't think of his name.
Are you talking about
Kree guy.
Lee Pace?
Yeah.
what's Lee Pace's name in that? Lee Pace, the guys, we're having trouble remembering things today.
Oh my god, there's so many comments to get through. But like,
no, it's not. That was the last one you read.
Oh, okay.
It was 25 years.
Yep, 25 years. And then George, I'm sure Captain Marvel 2, there's going to be a story where she's...
what she's done to end the Kree Skull
the Kree Skull War. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
Ronan
for. Ronan
the Accuser. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's that whole
I either
thing.
remember the actors' names or I remember the character names. Never both.
It's not how we
I don't know
roll
what's
here at
going
Geek
on.
Chic Promotions.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I remember a character by I am Mary Poppins. That's how I refer to a character. But I'm glad you all know who I was talking about.
I literally thought of the Oscars and I thought of Keegan-Michael Key coming down. And then I was like, are you talking? What?
What?
Literally
Where are we?
different track.
Yeah, it's all good.
Anyway.
We haven't seen each other in a while. It's
been weeks.
yeah, we don't have the same flow as we usually do.
Gotta get back on track here.
Right. But yeah, and other problems I had with the movie, it felt like it was a lot of different movies kind of put together sometimes, and there was some editing issues. Overall, I really loved it. And it was a little bit weird because all of the music in Captain Marvel, I kept jamming out to and be like, hell yeah! And I'd look around like,
great.
everybody's under 25 and has no idea what this song is.
Also, an amazing thing that I noticed about the music is the fact that the majority of the music, not all of it, the majority of it was women bands, female bands. And so it was like Garbage, it was Hole, it was Lita Ford, it was No Doubt. Yeah, like all of them were, it was beautiful. And of course there was like some Nirvana in there and there was like, some other stuff like that, like wasn't like that. They mixed it up. They mixed it up, but the majority was female, and it was pretty awesome.
They call it a cockpit, right?
God.
Yeah. Oh, and there's another thing that came up that was really funny, and I think I saved it. I wanted to share it, but I didn't want to spoil anything, so it was like catch my two. But it's this interview with Brie Larson. And it was asking about the line because the dude says, hey, babe, why don't you smile? Like, And the interviewer was like, oh, did you guys add that in after all the drama of people saying that, like, you didn't smile enough in any of the posters? And she was like, no, we'd already filmed that. And he was like, oh, was that, art predicting life? And she was like, no, that was just showing the female experience. And I was like, yeah, yes.
Yeah, I remember
Thank
when
you.
Marcus asked me, he goes, do guys really do that?
Oh, my God.
Like, he had absolutely no idea. And I was like, yep, they do.
Almost daily.
Yep.
And like, that's me.
That's like,
who I also smile all the time.
Literally all of my 20s in college was dudes asking me why I'm not smiling and why it looks so sad. When
You'd be so much prettier. You'd be so much prettier if you smiled.
When you're reading a book, when you're waiting for a ride to pick you up, any kind of random moment.
I don't know. You're working. How about that?
Yeah. Like, anyway. Tangent. All right, so we're at 3:30.
Oh wait.
So...
I'm gonna finish up these two, and then I have a couple nerd raves for this week. So Eric says, as a matter of fact, I think I heard in the sequel of Captain Marvel that it might take place within those 25 years. I hope so. I think that's a great idea. And then he also loved the music in the movie for sure. So what was your final of? Because I still stay at 8 out of 10 stars. What was yours?
I'll give it a 7, 6 or 7.
Okay, that's fair.
6.5, 7.
Yeah, somewhere in there. I feel like that's fine. That's fair. So some other raves this week. I don't know if everybody saw it. I still have to show it to Chris. Is the new animated feature Batman versus Ninja Turtles? It looks so fun.
I don't know.
You're like, she's out.
I don't know.
She doesn't like it.
Anything with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm a little bit like...
It looks like it's going for the comic book, not so much. Even though Ninja Turtles was my jam growing up. I was sure I was going to run away and join the Ninja Turtles and fight crime out of the sewers.
Were you going to be the next April?
It's going to be better than April. She didn't really do that much, to be fair. Anyways.
That's because it was back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, let's talk about James Gunn coming back to...
Yes, so as everybody saw, that was the big news.
Yes.
And I don't know how I feel about it, because, like...
He's still on Suicide Squad, by the way, which is going to get released first in 2020.
Yeah.
And then he will be doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So, I, for one, it's the right move to make.
It is the right move.
It is the right move to make.
Of course, but, like,
James Gunn is probably like... Fuck you later, DC.
Yeah. I'm back to that Marvel money.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, which is sad, because actually I was quite excited that he was on Suicide Squad. Yeah. I'm like, finally, it's going to be great, you know, and it's going to get the treatment it deserves. And so I still have high hopes for that. But we'll see, because honestly, if I was James Gunn, I would have said yes also to doing DC movies, because I'm like, if I can do this with Marvel movies, I can do this.
Yeah.
And if he did do it, if he did succeed in elevating DC movies up and making Warner Brothers, like, you know, just as big as Marvel, like, through that guy would be sitting on top of the world.
Yeah. I mean, my theory, the reason that Disney brought him back is because the script that he wrote for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 probably was such a linchpin to the next movement.
Sure.
And I think they just reached the point of, like, we have to have him. It's his script. You know what I mean? We can't use any part of it because we'd still have to give him credit, so we might as well bring it back. But even when we discussed it, when it happened that when he was removed from it, it sucked, but we kind of understood because it's Disney and you're joking about pedophilia.
Yeah, but it was,
and of
like,
course it's like
so
10,
long
15
ago.
years
Oh my
ago.
God.
And like, it was like one of those like difficult decisions, but I understood why Disney did it, even though it wasn't the best idea. I still get how they had to do it. But the only thing I worry is just because it was kind of a bit of the toxic nerds that were pushing to have James Gunn come back, and they feel like it was because of them. And I'm like, no, it's not because of you, assholes. Like, you didn't do this.
You know what? They need to stop thinking everything's about them.
Yeah, George says, James Gunn making all the money.
Yep.
Eric says, I'm so happy that James Gunn is back. I agree that it's the right move to make. Yeah, I mean, I agree it's the right move to make. But again, that's my only flaw with this whole situation is that these
Which, by
toxic
the way,
nerds,
I mean,
man.
we had a comment over on YouTube where someone said Captain Marvel's over 9,000. Yeah, like her age, yes, but still.
That's a Dragon Ball Z reference.
Oh God, get off the stream.
No,
Ouch.
stay on the stream. I love you.
Ouch.
It was a good reference because she does go Super
Dragon
Saiyan.
Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z forever.
Ew.
Woo!
Anyway.
All right, we should
gotta
probably
go.
end the stream on that. Love you guys. We'll be back next week. I'm sure with some other crazy news that happens during the week for our Nerd Rage.
We'll have to talk about Dark Phoenix next time, guys. Yes, that's a lot to unpack.
I mean, I feel like we just need to see the movie first and then do a full thing on it.
Maybe.
All right.
All right.
Love you guys. We will see you next week.
Yep. See you next time.
Bye.